Right, welcome back. This is Mr. Chair's Algebra 1 class. Completely normal. We can't talk about the thing. Well, if you want to, check the news. Anyway, let's get back to algebra. Here, just a little review of substitution what we first learned at the beginning of the semester. This won't apply for a lot of you, but this is by request. I'm going to try out two kinds of videos. One is like this, and the other one will be just my hands in the future. And I like to see a vote, see which one you prefer. That glare is in my glasses, so let's remove that. And let's get started. Then I'll give you a wrap up on what quizzes are going on, etc. All right, too bad the hair. We'll see. All right, so substitution, we learned to think about it in three different levels. We start with black level, blue level, then red level. Just to think about it here. So black level will be our easiest or least effort. So we know with substitution, we know we have two equations, and we're just going to plug in the value here. Let me use a totally new color. Let's use orange. We're going to plug in this value here into that y. So now we know it's y, but y is also negative 2. So we'll simply, let's show that now. Let's draw an arrow and show that now. Not an equal sign, draw an arrow. And let's show that we're going to go with the combining of the equations. We have here, it's now 4x. That didn't change. Now it's minus 3y. But why don't I put negative 2 in instead? Let's use that powerful color here. Let's put that negative 2, like so. Next, we still have this 18. I'll go faster. Let's drop the other colors down. You're going to bear with me. I'm going to go faster as we go, but unfortunately, going to be not as fast as some of the YouTubers out there. So we have, that's 4x. And now this is just negative 3 times negative 2. That becomes positive 6. That equals 18. And then we now just subtract the 6 off from both sides. We get that 4x equals 12. We divide both sides by 4. And again, it's always okay to use a calculator. One like this is fine. Or computer, your phone. Right now, we don't mind. So that is going to be x equals 3. And we already know what y equals. It's negative 2, but we can bring it down here to show we understand that. Those are the two values we're looking for. And that's our black problem. So that didn't take very long. The recap, I know what one of the x or the y values is. And so I'm simply going to plug that in and substitute in. Now, it could be x substituting for y. Today, we're only going to look at just substituting for y. But by the way, it could be x equals negative 2, and we could have a different equation where we'd have to substitute x in. We're just not going to show that today. Let's go to our blue level problem. Again, we're going to keep the orange for when we substitute in. So we have a blue level problem. Well, we know again the value of y. Don't be confused by the order. It doesn't matter what the order is. We just look over here. Okay, well I know that this is the same as that right here. So let's plug that in. Oh, show that here again. This value of y can be plugged in over there. Let's show that. So let's draw an arrow. Not an equal sign, so let's do 2x here. It's minus 3, but instead of writing y, I know y is the same as x minus 1. So let's show that substitution. Let's use orange here. There we go. And then this all equals 3. Now I'm going to have to, let me draw a little break for work here. I'm going to have to do a little distribution. So this is a negative 3, remember, negative 3. So I bring my 2x down. This is negative 3 times x. I get negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 1. I get positive 3. Let's make that negative sign darker. Here we go here. Let's combine like terms. I'm going to give myself a little more room. I may have to erase a little bit of this as we go. All right. Let's show that now. So now we have here, this is 2x minus 3x. That becomes negative 1x. You don't have to write the 1, but I like to, just to be clear. I assume I'm going to lower that screen down. Good catch. And we have this is plus 3 equals 3. I'm going to hold this tight, a little wobbly. Now let's subtract the 3's from both sides. And we get that negative 1x equals 0. We divide both sides by negative 1. We get that, in fact, x equals 0. There we go. Now, what does y equal? Well, y equals x minus 1. So, well, wait a minute. That's just going to be, if x is 0, so it's going to be 0 minus 1, yeah? It's just negative 1. Big negative sign there. I like to make my negative signs very obvious. You know how much I care about negative signs. Very huge. All right. Good. And that's our blue level problems. This is kind of the medium level. And let's not go to the upper level that you still want to be able to do. So I'm going to leave myself some more room. I'm going to have to erase this, so you can take a pause here if you like. You need an eraser. Let me get that today. Things you don't think about in the unexpected event. YouTube would probably remove this video even if I mentioned anything. So, nothing at all. At all. Let's get to it. The red level problem. So I'm going to use red, and let's use green for our substituted value in here for this a little fun. So we have red here. So again, we have y, it just equals more stuff. But I don't care, it doesn't affect me very much. Let's draw an arrow. And I know that this y here is the same thing as this y there. So I'm just going to write that, showing that knowledge. I get negative 3x still. I get minus 2y. But wait a minute, I know y is this. Let's use green to show we're substituting in. Here. And all this still equals negative 12. I think I can fit that in here. There we go, negative 12. So let's do a little distribution. Remember, I'm distributing negative 2. So here, it's going to be negative 3x minus 10x here, because it's negative 2 times negative 5. That's negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 7. That gets us a positive 14. It's okay to check your work with a calculator anytime, of course. There we go. Well, let's combine our x's. We get negative 13x. If you didn't know that, use a calculator. That this is going to result in the adding of the negatives. Hence negative 13. Big negative here. I get better at writing those negatives. Okay? Plus 14. Let's make sure I did this right. So I might make a mistake, did I? I'll subtract 14 from both sides. Aha! Don't forget that negative. See, I do it too. I just got to double check. Subtract 14 from both sides. And I get that negative 13x equals negative 26, because negative 12 minus 14. Let's divide both sides by negative 13. And I'm going to get here, I'm going to show more work over here. Let's draw an arrow. This is going to be x equals, well, what's this divided by that? 2. And look what y is. Y is 5x minus 7. So, okay, let's plug that in. So we know that y is, well, I know what x is. So let's not write x. Let's write 2. So it's 5 times 2 minus 7. That means that y is going to be 10 minus 7. Y is going to be 3. Let's circle our answer there. So that's it. I'm just going to add in the answer here in blue for this one in case you forgot it. This was x equals 0 and y equals negative 1. And that's how we do substitution, just to recap. So that's the trick. You want to be able to substitute in a number for a letter, and then just carry out your math solving from there. You don't need to think much more about it. Once you do substitution, just clean it up. All right, thanks for tuning in today. Give me some feedback. Maybe I can do better. Hope to see you all soon.